Hi, Erlen. You asked me about question 19 here. So, question 19 looks at the equation y equals negative 1/3 x plus 2, and it asks us to graph it using a method of our choice. So, just as a reminder, the three methods that we have are using the x and the y intercepts. You told me in class today that you preferred that method, and I certainly understand why. Method 2 is the slope and y-intercept method. This method is one of the easiest methods once you get used to it to graph, because it just is maybe a little bit more useful in all different applications of linear relations that we'll see later on in our math travels. And method number 3 is basically the pick 2 points method. And this one is kind of open because it allows you to pick whatever point you want. So, when I look at this question, it does tell us we can go ahead and do any method we want. But I'll be honest with you, I truly think that method 2 is the runaway winner here. And the reason why I say that is in the equation, y is already by itself. And if y is already by itself, then it's already in slope y-intercept mode. So if it's already in that mode, then that makes it a lot easier for us to do. But looking at what you've provided to me, it looks like you've started to try and find the x and y intercepts. And that's fine, but it's going to be a lot trickier, okay? I will use method 1 because I think you're going down that road, and I'll help you out with that, okay? So looking at method 1, we have to set x equal to 0. So when we set x equal to 0, we're going to get y equals minus 1/3 times x, but x is 0, plus 2. So y equals 2. So that gives us the point 0, 2. This is a very, 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 very rough graph here. You're going to have to forgive me. And we'll say every grid square is 1. 0, 2 would live right here. That's where the y-intercept would be. And then we have to do the exact same thing, but we have to set y equal to 0. And that's when this is going to get a little bit funky. We're going to get 0 equals minus 1/3 x plus 2. And now it gets a little bit funky because we have to work with that. Well, to make this easier on ourselves, what we're going to do is we're going to bring the minus 1/3 x over to the left side. And the reason why we do that is because we want it to become positive. So when we bring it over to the left side, we get 1/3 x. And on the right side, we still have that 2. So we have 1/3 of x equals 2. In order to solve for the x, we need to divide. So we're going to divide both sides by 1/3. We're going to divide both sides by 1/3. So when we divide this side by 1/3 and that side by 1/3. So 1/3 by 1/3 is just 1, so we just have x on the left side, and on the right side we're dividing 2 by 1/3. So let's use the classic example with fractions. Let's think about pizzas. Let's say we have 2 pizzas, 2 whole pizzas. And let's say that everybody eats 1/3 of a pizza. How many people can eat pizza if everybody eats 1/3 of a pizza? Well, 3 people can eat 1 pizza, right? If everybody eats 1/3, 3 people can eat 1 pizza, and 6 people can eat 2 pizzas. So x equals 6. So x equals 6 will be your x intercept. That's going to live right there. Then you're going to grab something resembling a ruler or a straight edge, and you're going to connect those dots, and there's your beautifully drawn line. Hurrah, you're home free. But just as a reminder, because this equation has y all by itself, I would strongly recommend solving this equation using the slope and y-intercept method.